Today on Makers Muse, we're taking a close look at Polyalchemy Elixir Blend PLA. Welcome back to Makers Muse. So today we're checking out the fairly unusual filament that is Polyalchemy Elixir Blend. So I've been testing out this filament on behalf of the manufacturer for quite some time now. Actually, I've had this box since the mini maker fair in Sydney, where it says back in 5 minutes. And I've been testing it on several machines for quite some time. So I thought I finally had enough information on how to use this filament and how to get the best effect possible out of it to, well, make a video on it. So starting off in the box, it's a really nice box, nothing too amazing, but it's well packaged, better than most, and the filaments come on this really nice sort of clear roll. And the first thing you'll notice with the Polyalchemy Elixir is it has this really unique sheen. In my opinion, I haven't really seen any filaments like this. It's not a shine like a metallic filament, and it's not a transparency, it is a sheen, not even pearlescent. The closest I could describe it is it looks like enoki mushrooms. In my opinion, that's how it looks. It looks like there's tiny strands through it. But the thing about this filament is it's a PLA blend. It's not just PLA. So the effect of this sort of shininess isn't just a visual thing, it's also a performance thing. This filament is a lot tougher than other PLAs I've tested, and it prints at a slightly higher temperature. So I've tried this filament out on several machines. As I said, I've tried it out on the Cubicon style, and some prints I got off that were okay. I mean, I tested off my Maker coin at something like 20 microns, and it looks pretty good. It's shiny, it's got that sheen to it. But to be honest, on the style, I wasn't getting the effect that I really wanted out of this filament. So one thing I did notice straight off the bat is it has a fairly narrow temperature range. I was printing between 200, maybe 210. Any hotter, and you start to get this really awful cloudy effect where it goes milky and just looks pretty horrible. But if you get your temperature dialed in, you get effects like this. So this is a Deathclaw torso pulled from the game. I'm not going to claim ownership of it, and it's got those facets from the game low polygon model. And the thing about this filament is it really clearly shows the bounce of light off different facets, and that's something I really like about it. It's a very visually pleasing filament, and it makes models really pop, but at the same time, it shows flaws, and that's actually something I found quite interesting. I started testing on other machines like the Duplicator 6. This was the first lattice I tested, and this did have cooling issues, but it looks all right. But then I started trying it on the Cheaty X1, which is that little blue machine over there. And that's when this filament started to blow me away. So this is a vase mode iceberg thing, I guess, low polygon. I originally designed this to test on the Duplicator 6, but this is done in the Polyalchemy Elixir, and it looks phenomenal. The way the light plays across it is beautiful. It has this amazing shine. Each little facet has a different color as it goes around. And the thing is, this filament has an amazing effect when light bounces off it, which means it looks awesome when it's printed well, but when it's printed badly, you can see every defect. You can see every seam and every fault, which is actually pretty interesting if you're looking to diagnose printers. So just going back to that, the prints I did on the Cubicon style, like this barrel here, you can see exactly where the nozzles come in and sort of end at each perimeter, and it's really obvious. And I'm not sure how you could hide that, to be honest, because this filament shows it so well. But I have to say my favorite print testing this filament so far has been this cat. This is an Egyptian cat downloaded from My Mini Factory, and it is just beautiful. The way the gentle curves reflect the light, it just looks phenomenal. I mean, this is printed at 100 micron off the Cheaty X1. There was a tiny bit of stringing down the middle, but the rest of it looks awesome. But again, where the seams are, luckily they're kind of hidden in this model, just because of where Simplify 3D placed them. The seams do have an obvious effect, an artifact, which I'm not sure how you can remove unless you print, as I said, in vase mode, where you don't have any seams. So that's the visual effect of the Polyalchemy Elixir, but then there's the strength, as I mentioned. So let me just show you. I'll pull some off the roll here. So with PLAs, you might be used to, if you're lazy like me, just grabbing some and breaking it off the roll. But let me just demonstrate. Normally PLA would have broken by now. There we go. So that wasn't a brittle failure, that was more of a ductile failure, like you'd expect with ABS. So just going back to that, you know, bending it there, you'll see it crazing, and then, yeah, it's actually pretty hard to break. Whereas with PLA, normally you just go and it snaps. So this filament is a lot tougher than most other PLAs as well, so it's not just a visual thing. So in terms of the material itself, I'm really happy with it in its certain specific use cases. As I said, some models won't look good with it just because of how the seams meet up. You need a very nice organic model where you can hide the seams to get the best effect out of it. But in terms of that, it's pretty much a unique filament in itself. I haven't seen many brands that have this kind of effect. And it's something that seems to be quite unique to what Polyalchemy has managed, which is really cool. And I do appreciate that, bringing something new to the table. As I said, the strength is higher than regular PLA, but of course the cost is kind of high compared to most other brands because they are a small company, still based out of Shenzhen, and they're sending out from Shenzhen. But if you use the coupon code Makers Muse, you do get a discount. So they said to send that through and mention it to you guys, just in case you want to use it. I don't get any kickback from that, that's totally fine. But if you want to try it out, then you can get a little bit of a discount. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this quick video on the Polyalchemy Elixir Blend PLA. As I said, it's a really unique filament. I've been enjoying using it quite a lot. And yeah, that's going to do it for today. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Makers Muse. It helps me out a huge amount. And don't forget, we do have a Patreon if you want to support us further to help us continue to do what we do. But that's completely optional, and I will continue bringing you these videos on 3D printing regardless. Look forward to seeing you again very shortly here on Makers Muse. Catch you later. Bye.